Okay, City of the Dead, double dead tour. 2 haunted places, 1 linking thing. So I'll probably start with that. Both the haunted locations we are going to tonight are very special. They are unique. They are the best of the best. They are the worst of the worst. And they are unique because of one single thing. The most important thing in the city of Edinburgh's history. A thing so very important, you might have heard of it before. But a thing so very important, I'm going to tell you it again just the same. Tough. In 1513, England declared war against France, as usual. As usual, we were allied to the French, despite not one single French soldier ever turning up here when we needed them. But unusually, our king, King James IV, had just married the daughter of the King of England, and all of Europe agreed Scotland and England were now family. We were honour bound to remain neutral. So, the English sent every professional soldier in England to France. Would anybody like to guess where we sent every professional soldier in Scotland? Rampaging across their border. 45,000 men marched into England, the biggest army Scotland has ever produced, and in Flodden Field, we lined up against the English reserve. 10,000 farms. And they annihilated us. The biggest and best Scottish army that has ever taken to the field of battle forgot to take any cannons. We were blasted to pieces, and 5,000 men made it back home. We lost 2 generations of Scottish soldier. This little country could not produce another army. Instead of an army, walls was the way to go. So Edinburgh built a gigantic stone fortification, 26 feet high, 10 feet thick, surrounding the whole of the city. And so very good was this wall that for the next 300 years, nobody built anything outside the wall. Now, that doesn't sound like a big problem, but Edinburgh was tiny in 1513. 1 mile long, 1/4 wide, bloody big wall, 10,000 people. Cosy, yes. But then the population went up to 20,000 and it wasn't cosy, it was crowded. Then it went up to 30,000 and it wasn't crowded, it was cramped. Then it went up to 40,000 and we said, maybe we should spread out a bit. We didn't. The population continued to rise to 95,000 people, and Edinburgh got 0 centimetres longer and 0 centimetres wider. So, first up, we built up skyscrapers in 1530. We began to build them 15 stories tall, twice as tall as anything in the old town today, and we built them completely out of wood. Yes, they fell down a lot. Yes, they burned down a lot too. But we kept living and quite often dying in them just the same. But we couldn't build them any taller. We began to take advantage of the geography of Edinburgh. Edinburgh's just like Rome. We're built on top of 7 big hills. These big hills have got high bits, low bits, and steep bits connecting them. And we found that if you dug into the steep bits, you could make the foundations of your building level and then live underneath the ground level. And that's what people began to do, living inside the steeply rising slopes, the beginnings of an underground city. But this was just the beginning, because we had other problems relating to overcrowding. And Rome, we'd never been conquered by Rome. What was a bath? What was a sewer? What was an aqueduct? We had no idea. Instead of baths, we did not bathe. Indeed, many of us still don't, and it's fine. Instead of a sewer, we used garde-lou, a French system that involves pooing in a bucket and throwing it out the window. The streets became an open sewer for 95,000, and the streets sloped. Down one side of town, the waste poured into the Cowgate, where we will be going shortly, filling it 3 to 8 inches deep regularly. Named the Cowgate because that's where every edible piece of meat waded into town. For the next 3 centuries, if you ate meat, you ate poo. And that was the nice bit of Edinburgh. Because down the other side, the waste poured into the Nor Loch, a stagnant body of water where Princes Street Gardens now stand. It's where we drowned any witches that didn't burn, and in the absence of an aqueduct, the only fresh water in the city. Disease was a bit of a problem. Life expectancy and insensitive punchline. We had constant outbreaks of plague, cholera, dysentery, diarrhea, rioting and infighting between the poor and the overcrowded. Street fights, riots, fires, collapses broke out at the drop of a hat. The entirety of the Jacobite rebellion and a good, long, violent whack of the Reformation occurred. And then, things got worse. How, you might ask? Beautifully. But to understand that, we are going to head to the very worst place human beings have ever lived. And we have some steep slopes to negotiate. I will demonstrate a technique. The steep slopes, sure. Follow me this way, don't steal anything. And please imagine everything to be completely soaked in feces. Actually, it's a Sunday, the feces will be there.